A pair of attempted murders inside the Airway Heights Correction Center are symptoms of ongoing budget reductions in the Washington Department of Corrections. Michael West, the inmate suspected of the attack that included gouging another prisoner's eye out, was allowed to have cellmates as part of cost-cutting policies. That's where Jeff Humphrey is tonight live. And Jeff, prison officials are worried about more violence like that behind bars.
Well, Robin, as layoffs reduce the number of corrections officers available to supervise these inmates, it's likely our prisons will become more dangerous. But even if you don't care about the safety of the convicts behind these fences, violence behind bars can lead to violence on our streets when these offenders get out. Michael West murdered a fellow inmate inside the Spokane County Jail back in 2004 and began serving a 42-year prison term. Because of his violent past, West joined other killers in the maximum security unit here at the Walla Walla State Pen.
They tend to be younger, actively violent. There's a lot of gang members involved in those facilities, and there's a lot of new people.
During the next 5 years in Walla Walla, West would become a model prisoner, and so last month, West was allowed to transfer to the medium security facility here in Airway Heights. Through his good behavior, West had earned the right to live under a less restrictive and less costly custodial status.
Our goal would always be to house the person in the lowest level of custody that we can get them to safely, because that's what saves the taxpayers the most money.
But even though West had passed through a classification process that deemed him safe to be around other prisoners, West wasted little time attacking his two new cellmates, allegedly gouging Ched Bolstad's eye out with his thumb.
Bad things happen in our facilities from time to time. We're really good at not having them happen very often.
Department of Corrections officials say they'll continue to use the reward system to promote good behavior behind bars, but acknowledge money-saving steps like fewer corrections officers and locking down inmates in their cells one day each month invites additional violence.
I'm actually amazed that we don't have more bad mixes occur. When you take race into consideration, when you take gang membership into consideration, when you take grudges from the street into consideration, we do pretty well at matching those up, but we're not perfect and we're not going to be.
Now, another thing that makes keeping the peace behind bars that much more difficult is the changing disposition of these inmates. About 70% of the men here tonight were convicted of violent offenses, and so now even medium security facilities like this one holding some of the worst of our criminals. Reporting live in Airway Heights, Jeff Humphrey, KXLY4.